Hey everyone, Zephyr here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are building a mobile home in The Sims 2. And I had a really specific sim in my mind for this home. A sim that I have been intending on playing for a while, but just never got around to doing it. And I think I've actually created a home for this non-existent sim before, but I wanted to do it again. Now, this is a sim that has been studying astronomy ever since he was a teenager. And one day, while he was looking at the stars, he saw a alien ship in the distance. And that ship just came closer and closer and closer to him until he was eventually abducted by the aliens on the ship. But it wasn't necessarily a normal abduction. The aliens that had abducted him were actually around his age, teenage aliens. And they were kind of cool. They were on their first ever little excursion from their home planet, and they decided to abduct the sim that lives in this house and, show him around the ship, show him around the galaxy they were in. And the sim in question here got really close to one of the aliens that was on the ship. They ended up catching feelings for each other when they shared a little private moment together. And the rest was history. So now the sim is an adult, and he's constantly looking into the stars and waiting for his lover to come and get him. I think they had many little meetings together. I don't think it was a one and done thing. And I think that the sim that lives in this house is kind of jealous because the alien in question ended up being a pollination technician. And the sim that lives in this house is fully aware of the fact that there's sims out there biologically related to his man, and he's not happy about it. So that's the story I'm going for with the sim. I feel like it will become more apparent as you watch the build. There is one thing that I forgot to include in this build, and it's super important for this build and this story, so I did add it in before uploading this lot for you guys to download. I forgot to give the sim a telescope. I don't know how it slipped my mind, because I was going into this build, knowing what sim I had in mind for this build and what I wanted to do, and I completely forgot the telescope. But don't worry, if you download the slot, the telescope will be included. And another thing about the build. I feel like I'm talking a lot about the build in this video. That's pretty impressive for me. I haven't strayed to anything else yet. It's gonna happen because I have things to say, but for now we're focusing on the actual build. I imagine that this home is the childhood home of the sim. Now, I know there's only one bedroom, but I'm kind of imagining that the sim lived with his mother, and the mother gave the sim his bedroom, and she just slept on the couch or whatever. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do for your kids. Kids need privacy. So that's why there's little bits of feminine touch. It was his mother's furniture, and he didn't feel the need to change it after she passed away due to an unfortunate accident with a falling satellite. Okay, life updates. I am getting a new phone, which I wasn't intending to do, but I kind of have my hands tied now because technology is kind of not on my side at the moment. I was intending on using my iPhone 12 for a couple more years. It was working great. I didn't notice any issues with battery life, and it did what I needed to do, so I didn't feel the need to update. Until a couple days ago, when I was in the bathroom, and I swear to God, this phone, that's in its case, by the way, it's in a case 24/7. But anyway, this phone was in my hand, and it flew out of my hand and into the corner of the room, right? And there was no visible cracks or anything. I thought nothing of it. So I picked up my phone and decided to just bring it into my room, and I would not have it in the bathroom, right? So I get out of the shower, get ready, go back into my room, and I go to use my phone, and I realized that some of the screen just wasn't working. I could see everything on the screen, but it wasn't responding to my touch. And for whatever reason, I didn't think about the fact that I dropped my phone, because it was just such a non-event in my mind. So I was like, what the heck? What is happening to my phone? And I was doing a little Googling, and they were telling me I should restart my phone, whatever. I did that. It didn't fix the issue. I was getting frustrated, and my phone kept trying to lock me out because I was trying to put in my password, but I couldn't because one of the numbers on my passcode wasn't working. It was on the part of the screen that wasn't working. And my phone kept going, oh, you're locked out for a minute, you're locked out for 15 minutes, you're locked out for an hour. And I was mad. So I reformatted my whole phone thinking that iCloud would back me up and save all my contacts and, you know, everything would be wonderful. So I reformat my phone and I load up iCloud because at some point the screen started working again and I'm greeted with my contacts literally from like 9 years ago, and all my recent contacts are gone. And for whatever reason, like, most of my photos saved, but my contacts were gone. My iMessages were gone. Like, most of my stuff was gone from the phone, and I was not happy. So I was like, whatever, at least the phone is working now. I seem to be able to, like, touch everything on my screen. We'll push through this, right? So the very next day, I go to work, and I always have my phone in my pocket. It was a busy breakfast rush, and I managed to find a puddle on the floor, and I managed to slip on this puddle and land directly on the floor on my side, my thigh hitting the ground first where my phone was. So then I go to use my phone afterwards, and none of the screen is working at all. So I didn't have a phone. And once again, it wasn't cracked, it just wasn't working. So that continued throughout the day, and nothing I did to attempt to fixed it. So I ended up just ordering a new phone, and I've been waiting for that to ship for a couple days. I realize that this is a first world problem, by the way, but I still think the whole story is kind of funny anyway. So while waiting for my new phone, I didn't want to be phoneless, so I took the SIM card from my new brick phone and put it in my old iPhone SE, and I'm having like a decent time with my iPhone SE. It's a cute little phone. It's still functioning pretty good, and I kind of like how small it is. It's kind of nice to re-experience my iPhone SE era, because it was like my first ever like smartphone too. Like I was late on the smartphone trend, and I don't know, I'm just getting a lot of nostalgia. It's kind of nice. But then for the fun of it, I went and like turned on my newer phone and it's acting normal again. But like I can't trust it, so it's not like I'm gonna cancel the order for my new phone anyways. But yeah, that's my little technology struggle story. And the thing is, I have another technology struggle story to go along with this that's completely unrelated, because I had to invert my mouse, meaning my left click button is now my right click button, because my left click button is just not working anymore either. Like, it's kind of working, but it's not reliable, and it doesn't really work for playing The Sims. So during this whole little phone drama, I had to get used to this little process with my mouse too, and I don't know, I'm just riding the struggle bus right now. The struggle bus of first world problems, but the struggle bus nonetheless. Okay, that was like a 5-minute rant about technology. Let's get into actual life updates. I might be planning a trip to Japan with my boyfriend and his friends. And this actually isn't one of those like thoughts that's just outside the realm of possibility. Like, this is something that could happen, because my boyfriend's friends have went to Japan before. So, you know, they know how to get there. They know spots we could visit. Like, it's not just like a fleeting thought that it's not gonna happen, because sometimes I say I want to do something and it just doesn't happen, but I actually feel like this is possible. I want to clarify something. I am not a weeb. I know I give off weeb energy, but I don't watch a lot of anime. The only anime I have really watched is the basic ones, like Pokemon, Dragon Ball, Digimon. The most out there thing I watched, and it's not even really out there, is Ouran High School Host Club. And I do realize that there's so much more to Japanese culture than anime and geeky things. However, I'm just putting it out there that I don't watch a lot of anime, and maybe I should enter my Weebera and start watching it because I've heard some of it is really good. So if you have any recommendations for that, let me know. But yeah, we're planning on going maybe in 2 years, and it's gonna be a little 2-week vacation, so that's something that we're trying to save up for, and I'm really excited about. We might go to the Super Mario World theme park. That's kind of something that I put out there. I feel like it would be fun. We'll see. It's a long ways ahead, and I've talked about it on this channel before, but I'm kind of scared of airplanes, so that would be a hurdle that we'd have to go over, but I don't want my fears to, like, keep me stuck in one place all the time. Like, I want to get out there and experience the world. Like, I kind of believe in reincarnation. I think my soul has been around the world a little bit, but in this lifetime, I want to experience more than just the Maritimes in Canada. So I'm gonna have to get over my fear of planes, and just in case you only live once, I might as well get out there and try to experience things. Oh, and I'm getting another haircut soon, and I'm really excited about it. I'm going for the same vibes I had before, which, if you don't already know, is the shag slash wolf cut situation. And I'm going to a different stylist. The stylist I went to the first time did a good job. It's just that I wasn't particularly comfortable in the salon. I just felt like I didn't really belong in that salon. My hair is kind of like overgrown now, and I realize that my anxiety for getting it cut is just because of that experience. So I'm hoping switching salons will help things out, because I really like having my hair cut. It's just I need to be comfortable going to the stylist. And this is like no shade to the stylist or the salon that I went to. It's just I left a good tip and a good review even. It's just the more I think about it, the more I feel like I would be comfortable elsewhere. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, this build is available to download on Patreon for free. Putting my builds behind a paywall would be cringe. And I'm not saying I am not cringe, but like, I have standards and morals, and I am not that cringe. If you don't already know, I also post gameplay on this channel, and I might be using this build in my Build a City Challenge series. I haven't fully decided yet. And I'm having a lot of fun with the Build a City Challenge series. I have a lot of things planned for it, and if you're interested in Sims gameplay at all, give it a shot, because I've planted some seeds already. I think will lead to very interesting stories, and I don't want to say more to spoil it, but I'm having a lot of fun with that challenge. So here I am just adding the finishing touches to the build. I really needed to use the pinup alien poster. It's just a perfect piece of custom content for this sim, and I had to use it. I'm hoping to have videos out more consistently soon, which I know I've been saying for like literally 6 months straight, but hear me out. This summer has been hellish. Like, we're in the middle of a heat wave, and my little Canadian heart can barely take this heat. Like, I crave the cold. And it's just hard for me to be productive when I'm sweating all the time. That's my little excuse, okay? And the thing is, I'm privileged. I have a air conditioner like right in front of my room. It's just, there's some days where it's so hot, the air conditioner feels like it's not functioning, and it's rough. But anyway, we are getting towards the end of the video now. If you guys liked it, please give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more Sims 2 content, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.